How has the face of warfare changed in the 21st century? An intriguing question indeed. To understand this, we must first peer into the annals of history. In the past, warfare was a straightforward affair. Armies would meet on a battlefield, and the side with the superior forces, better tactics and more resources would typically emerge victorious. This is what we often refer to as traditional warfare. However, with the dawning of the 21st century, the dynamics of warfare have undergone an unprecedented shift. Today's battlefields are no longer confined to physical landscapes. They have expanded into the realms of cyberspace, economics, and the hearts and minds of people. This transformation has given rise to a new kind of warfare, one that is much more complex and multidimensional than its predecessors. We call this modern warfare. In modern warfare, the lines between combatants and civilians, between war and peace, are blurred. The battles are fought not just with guns and bombs, but with information, propaganda, and economic pressures. The concept of a battlefield has evolved from a tangible geographical location to include intangible arenas like the media, the internet, and the economy. One of the most significant developments in modern warfare is the emergence of hybrid warfare. This is a strategy that simultaneously employs conventional and unconventional methods. It's a blend of military and non-military approaches, of overt and covert tactics, of war and diplomacy, of state and non-state actors. It's a warfare strategy that is as fluid and adaptable as water, making it incredibly difficult to predict and counter. In the current geopolitical landscape, hybrid warfare has become increasingly important. From the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine, Syria, and the South China Sea, to the silent battles being waged in the cyber world and the global economy, the fingerprints of hybrid warfare are everywhere. In this video, we delve into the fascinating world of hybrid warfare, a strategy that has transformed modern conflict. But what exactly is hybrid warfare? It's a question that has been echoing through the halls of military academies and defense think tanks around the world. In essence, hybrid warfare is a military strategy that merges conventional and unconventional warfare, cyber attacks, economic pressure, and propaganda. It's not your grandfather's battlefield, that much is clear. Let's break it down. Conventional warfare, as we traditionally understand it, involves state actors engaging in open conflict, primarily through the use of their military forces. Tanks on the ground, planes in the sky, and ships on the seas. It's a game of chess, with rules and strategies that have been honed over centuries. Now, imagine a chessboard where your opponent employs pieces you can't see, moves you can't predict, and strategies that defy the established rules of the game. That's hybrid warfare. The unconventional methods used in hybrid warfare can include anything from supporting insurgent groups, conducting cyber attacks to disrupt critical infrastructure, to leveraging economic pressure to weaken an adversary. It's a multifaceted approach where the battlefield isn't just the physical space, but also the cyber realm, the economic landscape, and the hearts and minds of the people. Propaganda plays a significant role in this new battleground. Information, or misinformation, can be as powerful as any weapon. With the rise of social media and the internet, spreading narratives and influencing public opinion has become an integral part of this modern warfare strategy. So, how does hybrid warfare differ from traditional warfare in its complexity and scope? While traditional warfare is predominantly a physical contest of strength and strategy, hybrid warfare extends the battlefield into the virtual, the economic, and the psychological domains. It's a strategic approach that blurs the lines between war and peace, between combatants and civilians, and between the physical and digital worlds. Hybrid warfare is a complex and multifaceted strategy, blurring the lines between war and peace. It's a reality we must understand and adapt to, as the nature of conflict continues to evolve in this interconnected world. Let's examine the conflict in Ukraine as an example of hybrid warfare. Hybrid warfare is a strategy that blends conventional warfare, irregular tactics, and cyber warfare with other influencing methods, such as fake news and foreign political intervention. The conflict in Ukraine showcases the full spectrum of these tactics. The Ukraine conflict, which began in 2014, has seen an intricate blend of both conventional and unconventional tactics. On one hand, we've seen traditional military tactics being employed, tanks rolling in, soldiers on the ground, artillery fire, the kind of warfare that we're all familiar with, but that's only part of the story. Simultaneously, the conflict has seen a heavy reliance on unconventional methods. Cyber attacks have been used to cause chaos and disruption. In fact, Ukraine has experienced some of the most devastating cyber attacks in history, with systems being taken down, critical infrastructure crippled, and data being manipulated or stolen. Then there's the disinformation campaigns. These are orchestrated efforts to spread false information, sow discord, and manipulate public opinion. In the context of Ukraine, disinformation has been used to create confusion, exacerbate political divisions, and undermine trust in institutions. These tactics, while not new, are being used in more sophisticated and coordinated ways. They're not just supplementary to the conventional warfare. In many cases, they are the main form of attack. And the aim isn't just to win battles, but to destabilize the nation, to create a state of perpetual conflict and uncertainty. The conflict in Ukraine also highlights how hybrid warfare is not just about the battlefield. It's about the information space, the cyber realm, the political sphere. It's about influencing hearts and minds, shaping perceptions and narratives, exploiting divisions and vulnerabilities. In essence, the conflict in Ukraine is a multifaceted war, where the lines between military, political, and information warfare are blurred. It shows us how warfare is evolving, how it's becoming more complex and more hybrid. The conflict in Ukraine is a prime example of how hybrid warfare can destabilize a nation. Hybrid warfare is not limited to Ukraine. It's seen in Syria and the South China Sea as well. Let's dive into the Syrian conflict first. Here, hybrid warfare tactics have been deployed by numerous state and non-state actors alike. The Syrian civil war, which started in 2011, involves a complex web of alliances and proxies, with multiple countries having vested interests. These parties have been known to leverage asymmetric warfare, using proxies to fight their battles. Proxies are smaller, often non-state actors that a larger power uses to exert influence without direct involvement. For instance, certain states have been arming and funding rebel groups, essentially using them as their proxies in the conflict. Moving on to the cyber warfare aspect, the Syrian Electronic Army, a group of computer hackers, has been active since the early days of the war. They have launched cyber attacks against various entities that they perceive as being hostile to the Syrian government, demonstrating how cyber warfare has become a component of the broader conflict. Now let's shift our focus to the South China Sea. This region is rife with territorial disputes, with several countries claiming overlapping parts of this strategically vital waterway. Here, hybrid warfare is seen in a different form. Disinformation campaigns, for instance, are a key tool. These involve the spread of false or misleading information to shape perceptions and influence policy. In the South China Sea, such campaigns are often used to stoke nationalistic sentiments or to justify territorial claims. Another significant facet of hybrid warfare in this region is the use of gray zone tactics. These are actions that are aggressive enough to achieve strategic objectives, but fall short of what would typically provoke a full-blown military response. We see this with the construction of artificial islands and militarization of contested areas, all done without triggering a war. These conflicts demonstrate the global reach and devastating impact of hybrid warfare. From the deserts of Syria to the waters of the South China Sea, hybrid warfare is reshaping the global security landscape, making it a force to be reckoned with in the 21st century. So what does the rise of hybrid warfare mean for the future of conflict? At the heart of this question is a profound paradigm shift in the way nations prepare for and respond to threats. The conventional understanding of warfare, largely shaped by the world wars, is no longer sufficient. The battlefield has expanded beyond physical territories and now encapsulates the digital realm, the economy, and the information space. The rise of hybrid warfare necessitates a comprehensive approach to security. It's no longer about who has the most tanks or the fastest jets. Today, a nation's security is as much about its technological prowess as it is about its military strength. The ability to fend off cyber attacks, protect critical infrastructure, and secure data is as vital as physical defense capabilities. Moreover, the economic component of hybrid warfare cannot be understated. Economic sanctions, trade wars, and the manipulation of energy supplies are all tools in the hybrid warfare arsenal. Nations must be prepared to defend their economies and leverage economic tools for their own strategic advantage. Additionally, information is a powerful weapon in hybrid warfare. Misinformation campaigns, propaganda, and the manipulation of public opinion are increasingly commonplace. As such, nations need to be equipped to counter this type of warfare by safeguarding the integrity of their information spaces and promoting transparency. So as we gaze into the future of warfare, it's clear that the rules of engagement have changed. Nations will need to adapt to a more complex, multifaceted battlefield. They will need to invest in a broad range of capabilities, from technological and economic to informational. The old models of warfare are no longer sufficient. This is the new reality of the 21st century. The battlefield has shifted, and the stakes have never been higher. As we move forward into the 21st century, understanding and responding to hybrid warfare will be crucial for maintaining global security.